Hey guys, it's Volkswagen here, and today we're going to be doing another WWW, also known as Who Would Win. And in this episode, we're going to be putting up the Merc with Your Mouth, Deadpool, which has featured in an episode before. And we are putting him up against former Power Man, Luke Cage. We're going to be combating both combatants by looking at their powers and abilities, backstory, first appearances, and some other fast facts just to get you up to date with this character. This will be a fair fight, no forfeiting or using other help from any other people, so Colossus or Iron Fist. No surrendering or escaping from the fight. It is a fight to the death, and since Deadpool can't die, we're going to negate Thanos' effect, and so what a normal human would die from, or Deadpool physically cannot continue. Same with the Luke Cage. Now, with that said, let's get right into this video. Starting us off, we have Luke Cage. Luke Cage, born Carl Lucas, was raised in the slums of Harlem, New York. He spent his childhood in a gang called the Rivals, along with his friend Willis Stryker. Lucas engaged in many gang fights with the Diablos, a rival gang. He also committed petty crimes and worked for a crime lord named Sonny Capito. Eventually, Lucas was put through the juvenile justice system and realized the pain he was causing his family. He changed his ways, and in his adulthood, he joined the NYPD, New York City Police Department, as a police officer. Willis Stryker rose through the ranks of crime. Stryker's actions brought the anger of the Maggie, a New York crime syndicate. The Maggie ordered a hit on Stryker, and he was badly injured, only to be saved by Carl Lucas, Stryker's girlfriend, Reva Connors. Grew fearful of his line of work and began to distance herself from him. She breaks up with him and finds comfort in Lucas. Stryker then believes that Lucas is the one responsible for the breakup between him and Reva. In revenge, he planted drugs in Lucas Harlem's apartment and tipped off the cops. Lucas is then wrongly convicted and imprisoned. His powers and abilities consist of superhuman strength, allowing him to pick up to 25 tons. And this is all because of an experiment he did while in the prison. And be able to punch through a 4-inch steel plate. His skin is steel hard and his muscles and bone tissue are super dense. He can withstand a handgun being shot at him from 4 feet away and cannot be cut by any blades. Although in surgery, his skin can be punctured by an overpowered medical laser. He can withstand up to 1-ton impact or 150 pounds of TNT without serious injury. He's impervious to extreme heat and cold and electric shocks. His recovery time is 1/3 that of a normal human. Cage is a self-taught hand-to-hand combatant with years of street fighting experience. He is a superb athlete despite his great height and weight. He is self-educated in the law and can speak many different languages. His first appearance was in Hero for Hire #1 in 1972, and was the first African-American character to ever appear in his solo comic book. Now moving on to Deadpool. The character's backstory has been presented as vague and subject to change, and within the narrative he is unable to remember his personal history due to a mental condition. Whether or not his name was even Wade Wilson is subject to speculation, since one of his nemesis, T-Ray, claims in Deadpool #33 that he is the real Wade Wilson, and that Deadpool is a vicious murderer who stole his identity. There have been other devious stories about his history. At one point, the supervillain Loki claimed to be his father. Frequent where the revelations are later retconned or ignored altogether, and in one issue, Deadpool himself joked whether that he is actually Wade Wilson. Depends on the writer or the reader prefers. He is professed to be Canadian. The original story had him joining the Weapon X programming after being kicked out of the United States Army Special Forces, and given an artificial healing factor based on Wolverine's thanks to Dr. Emrys Kilbrew, one of the head scientists. Deadpool grew up in Clare, Saskatchewan. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And went to school in Wedina, Deadpool is an extraordinary hand-to-hand combatant and is skilled in multiple unarmed combat techniques. He's the master of assassination techniques, is an excellent marksman, and is highly skilled with bladed weapons, frequently carrying 2 swords strapped to his back. He's fluent in German, Japanese, Spanish, amongst other languages. Deadpool possesses a superhuman healing factor derived from that of the mutant Wolverine that allows him to regenerate damaged or destroyed areas of his cellular structure at a rate far greater than that of an ordinary human. As such, he can regrow severed limbs or vital organs. The speed at which this healing factor works varies in direct proportion to the severity of the damage Deadpool suffers. This healing factor also affords Deadpool a virtual immunity to poisons and most drugs, as well as an enhanced resistance to diseases and an extended lifespan. Unlike Wolverine's natural healing factor, Deadpool's is mentally driven to a partial extent. Due to the presence of this superhuman healing ability, many of Deadpool's natural and physical attributes have been enhanced. Deadpool's muscularity generates considerably less fatal toxins in the muscles of an ordinary human being, granting him superhuman levels of stamina in all physical activities. His natural strength, agility, and reflexes have been enhanced to levels that are beyond the natural limits of the human body. Deadpool's agility and reaction time are superior to those of even the finest human athletes. Deadpool employs any number of weapons, depending on his current assignment. Most often, he will utilize a combination of guns and blades. Deadpool's first appearance was in New Mutants number 98 in 1990, where he first appeared as a villain. Now on to the final verdict, the bit that you've probably all been waiting for. And I've got to say, this was an unusual one because I was torn between the two, and from the research I kept jumping from one side to the other. But my final verdict is Luke Cage. And you may be wondering why Luke Cage as Deadpool, only from 4 feet away from Luke Cage. But even if he got that far, Deadpool would then utilize his knives and swords, and by that time Luke Cage would easily just be able to grab him and crush his skull. Or Luke Cage could simply just pick up a car and smash him on with it, simply like that, which wouldn't really be much of a challenge for him. He would be a bit of an annoyance to him. It'd be more like a little fly to Luke Cage, but Deadpool might be able to do some damage to him, but not much damage to Luke Cage. So anyway, with that said, hope you guys did like this video. Make sure to drop a like, comment a video suggestion, and you may just get a shout out. A link to the past Deadpool videos will be in the description below. And make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all this content coming out every 2 days. And with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.